The top 12 ways to keep your car running longer. Let's face it. Maintaining your car can be a pain. Having to change the oil every 3,000 to 5,000 miles along with having to get the tires rotated is no fun. We get it. But investing some time and money here and there in order to prevent major repairs is completely worth it. And if your vehicle is an older one, each day you can extend its life in order to save money is a win. Here are the top 12 ways to keep your car running longer and delay, or even prevent major repairs. Before we continue, make sure to subscribe to our channel by clicking the subscribe button below. Also, click on the notification bell icon, so you can get notified when we put out new videos. The top 12 ways to keep your car running longer. Number 1, make sure your spare tire is in good condition. The last thing you want is to have a flat tire while you're driving, to discover that your spare is just as flat as your driving tire is. It's at that point that you will need to contact a tow truck for sure, which in most cases, could cost you hundreds of dollars. Not only is it important to make sure the air pressure of your driving tires are in check on a monthly basis, but also for your spare tire as well. Consider spending $1 or $2 on an air pump to keep your spare inflated in order to prevent from having to spend a lot more on towing expenses. Number 2, change that oil. Do you keep putting off oil changes to save money because your budget is tight? Then might we suggest to not do this anymore. Oil problems can be some of the most expensive car issues to fix. This is because oil affects a lot of your car's functions. You'll be better off spending $25 to $45 to get the oil changed, than to put it off and risk wearing out your engine, which will cost a lot more than $25 to replace. Consider replacing your engine's oil every 3,000 to 5,000 miles, or every 3 to 4 months, depending on how much you drive your vehicle and what your car manufacturer recommends. Number 3, keep the battery clean. Corrosion will eventually form on the terminals of your car's battery. This corrosion looks like a white or bluish colored powder. If you don't keep these terminals clean, the battery could develop cracks and not function properly, leaving you stranded. You will easily spend over $100 on a new car battery, and of course, more on towing, if you neglect spending $5 on a wire brush. After removing the terminals from the battery, use the wire brush and some water to brush off the calcium buildup to keep those terminals looking fresh. Make sure to test your battery at least twice a year, and inspect it for corrosion. Number 4, make sure to replace your brake pads. If you hear a squeaking sound when you hit the brakes, then it's probably time to replace your brake pads. A new set of brake pads can cost you up to $300 if you replace all 4 of them, one for each wheel. This is outside of the additional labor charge you'll have to pay if a technician installs them for you. It's not cheap to get new brake pads, but being able to stop on time before rear-ending another vehicle is worth it. One other additional tip regarding the brakes in general, is to make sure you check the brake fluid every time you change the oil, to see if it's dark in color or not. If the color is dark, then that means you're going to have to change your brake system soon. Number 5, replace your windshield wipers regularly. It's important to check your windshield wipers every season, and replace them if necessary. A brand new pair of windshield wipers can run you about $30 to $50 depending on the make and model of your vehicle. While that seems steep for something so small, having reliable wipers are a necessity, especially on open roads. If you can't see the road, you shouldn't be driving. Worn-down windshield wipers will scratch and wear down the windshield. If the windshield gets so worn by dirt and scratches, you'll eventually have to replace it, which will cost you more than a set of windshield wipers ever would. Number 6, replace the air filter. The purpose of your car's air filter is to help keep debris and pollutants from coming in through your vents. Needless to say, the air filter has a very important job, so you want to pay attention to it. Additionally, if you keep using an old air filter long past its life, it can cause major problems to your air conditioning system. Not spending $30 to $40 every 6 to 12 months on an air filter could cost you $1,000 to $4,000 to replace your whole air conditioning system. And we know most people cannot live without their AC units in their cars. Number 7, rotate your tires. Most people don't realize that they can easily extend the life of tires just by rotating them every so often. It's true. All 4 tires on your vehicle wear down at different rates. Depending if your vehicle is front-wheel drive or 4-wheel drive, and the speed which you usually drive at, will determine how quickly your tires wear down. Rotating those tires every 5,000 to 7,000 miles can extend their life, and save you $500 to $1,000 for a brand new set of 4. Number 8. Shocks, springs, and struts, aka your suspension system. The suspension system of a vehicle is one of those parts that most people take for granted. Most of us never think about it. That is, until it stops working properly, making your car feel like you're in a West Coast rap video. It's important to make sure you check the full suspension system every 15,000 to 30,000 miles. If you find that a shock does need to be replaced, just go ahead and replace all 4 of them. Replacing all 4 of them will prevent imbalances in your suspension system. Number 9. Keep your coolant in check. Just like the air filter has a very important job, your coolant also has a very important job. The coolant's job is to help prevent serious corrosion inside your car. Coolant affects everything from the heater and air conditioner, to the radiator and water pump. For something that impacts that much of your car's overall health, makes it a good idea to check and replace your coolant at least twice a year. Key seasons to check and replace it would be once before warm weather hits, and once before cold weather hits. Number 10. Pay attention to those spark plugs. Most people know what a spark plug is, because it's a very well-known car part. This is because if your engine starts acting up, one of the common culprits would be the spark plugs. Checking and replacing your spark plugs every 30,000 miles, at a cost of $15 to $30 a spark plug, beats paying for a major engine overhaul, that could easily run you $3,000 to $7,000. Number 11. Inspect the belts and hoses. Inspecting your belts and hoses from time to time can save you from a huge mechanic bill later on. Worn down belts can cause other damage to other key areas of your car. For example, if you have a weak radiator hose, it's only a matter of time before it completely busts on you. This in turn would cause your engine to overheat and not run at all. If your vehicle uses a timing belt, make sure to replace it every 60,000 to 90,000 miles. Make sure to also replace your serpentine belt every 50,000 miles, and change your hoses out every 4 years at least. Number 12. Get your emissions inspected. Depending on the state or county you live in, your car may need to pass a required emissions inspection. If you keep up with the necessary maintenance on your car, it shouldn't have any issues passing this test. Of course, if it doesn't pass the test, then that's something you need to know also. The emissions facility you take your vehicle to should be able to tell you what failed and what needs to be fixed, in order to fully pass the inspection. Always, make sure to take your vehicle in for an emissions inspection, at least once a year. Be sure to check with your local Department of Motor Vehicles to know the specific requirements for where you live. What do you think of this list? Did we miss something? Let us know in the comments below. Also, to make sure you never miss future videos like this, hit the like and subscribe buttons. Leave a comment below to let us know what video topics you'd like to see next. Check out these other great videos to learn more about the world around you, and of course, to share with others. Once again, thank you for watching, and remember to stay lore savvy.